So we all like the show, the episode. That's we already talked about that for damn near an hour. Um, but I think we all have one issue, and that is the absence of a certain cameo. So before we get into a quick rundown of what happened, they're doing cameos. We see Black Panther. I think I could probably speak for you guys where you're like, yes, cool, awesome, gets the old school little capey look on him. And then we got somebody talking to the president, and then Steve Rogers comes in like, oh yeah, King T'Chaka says blah blah blah. And I kind of I got upset. I was like, really? This is what we're doing? This is what we're doing.
It's understandable.
This is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So first, I thought that okay, T'Chaka was king and T'Challa was the Black Panther. That's my first thought because you saw the difference in like the way they look. So when you saw T'Chaka, he was in like the gray joint,
Like
right?
grayish.
And
Yeah.
then when we saw T'Challa, we saw him in this blue. It was more blue, or. So I thought maybe they have both, and they don't know that who the actual Black Panther is, but he
Mhm.
is also a warrior. T'Chaka was known as the Black Panther before, and there's someone else. That's why I was hoping was going to happen, but for me to say that means they didn't say crap, so we have no clue. And I feel like they're literally trying to erase T'Challa so they don't have the argument anymore. So
Yeah. And that's why I said I went on Dre Max show. I think not on, but I was in the comments. I said it. I said it in the comment section for Chillmonger. I was like, Marvel is afraid of T'Challa at this point. To be on screen at the very
they're
least.
afraid of the
To be on screen.
backlash too,
You know,
positive or
and
negative from everybody.
and I thought the argument of the recast was just in the movies in the MCU, but now it's carrying over to everything on screen. Now we're getting like they don't even want to put him in a show that he was already in canon wise. T'Challa was already in the canon version of this whole X-Men 97 universe, with the Fantastic Four, and Fantastic Four was with it's all merged together. You know what I mean? Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, and
I mean,
and
T'Challa
so it's
was
like,
introduced through the Fantastic Four, so like
yeah,
clearly he was already in X-Men before. So like
yeah,
it's really weird because he's
yeah,
in their universe. They had him in the universe as a character, and then now they're trying to erase him out of that universe as a character.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Kenny's like, yeah, it's a little
Yeah,
disheartening. A
it
little
really
bit.
is.
Yeah. But so
I mean,
Horgig brings up the one I want to talk about real quick. Sorry. With Bo DeMayo, Bo implied that Marvel would not let him use or let them use T'Challa. What do you guys think about that? That it was
I
kind of
believe it. I can believe
I
it. I
believe it.
mean,
I don't.
it's stupid. But go ahead, B. I want you to go because
No, no. I agree. I agree, Brian. I was going to say the same exact thing. It is stupid. I don't think you're. I don't think you're insulting the memory of Chadwick Boseman by avoiding T'Challa. Even he himself, even the man himself, when he was still alive, went on record and saying that he didn't want to be the end all be all of the character, and he recognized that the character was bigger than him. Um, I don't think you're. I don't think it's an insult to his memory. Um, it would be like not doing another interpretation of the Joker post Heath Ledger, and they've done plenty of those already. I don't think you're. I don't think it's an insult to his memory. Um, like I said, he recognized that the role was bigger than him. Um, and we should treat it as such. This is supposed to be an ongoing legacy.
yeah.
T'Challa can't just stop here. Unfortunately, Marvel is kind of treating it that way, which is really disheartening. Um, I don't understand. It's a disservice to the character.
Yeah.
I've never seen a page where we said it's 92131, right? That's the universe. They had a character, line of Black Panther. It says top T'Challa, and then they said he's in X-Men 97, and then they started to change it as it saying T'Chaka, and that was it. And they changed it in the show, even though it was already supposed to be the T'Challa. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy the stuff they're doing. I don't know why they're doing this. It's infuriating. And after all the stuff I said about Storm, right? Then they're doing the same thing with doing this thing with T'Challa. Come on, man. Why are you doing this? It's animated. It's not the same thing as the live action anyway. So why are you even worried about all this other stuff? Yes, I want you to recast T'Challa, but why does it have to do anything with animated shit? He's never been animated. He was never the person who was in X-Men before was not Chadwick Boseman. So it had nothing to do with anything. So why are you just doing stuff just because? What the fuck? Like I just don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, like Dre Mack is saying, they retcon the character within today, uh, not even before. Yeah.
They realize, oh, this is gonna be a problem. Let's go change this thing. And everyone's like, I have screenshots of you saying this to T'Challa. What the fuck?
Yeah. So it and it's very concerning that they're doing this across all platforms. You know what I mean? Like in the comic books, they already made T'Challa not be a king anymore. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And never finished the storyline that came after that to allow him to become a king. They're just like, no, we're done telling that story, and just ended it, Eve Ewing's run, I'm talking about. And it seems like they're burying this character, you know, and I don't mean that in bad taste because of Chadwick's passing, but that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. You know what I mean? And for me, I've always said it from day one, before I even knew either you guys, before I even knew there was a recast movement. It was like me and one of the old original co-hosts, Alfredo. We talked about it, and I told him like, you don't hide the artist's art and claim you doing it to preserve the artist. That's not what you do. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? Like that's how you forget about people. That's how you forget about the work and the characters and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what they're doing. It's very frustrating that they rather go with T'Chaka. They rather make a video game about the great grandfather. You know, not even get to the skin complexion of that. That's a whole nother argument. But you're not even using the actual Black Panther, the one who was created to as the character. So it's just it's sad that they're willing to go this far to honor Chadwick by almost erasing this character, at least
Well,
on screen. In the comic books, it's a little different. They're still getting
no,
their
they
run,
just
but on screen.
ruining the character in the comic books. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
Not erasing it,
Yeah.
just ruining
Yeah.
it.
And before anybody comes in and says like because I think I saw it on Dre Max, somebody put it in there, like, oh, he's in the Marvel Rivals video game that's coming out on PC. From what I understand, it like Marvel didn't have a lot to say with that. That it was like a Chinese company that developed it and stuff like that. I I I mean it's not even a full-fledged game, it's only a PC. So how many people are actually gonna play it? You know what I mean? I don't know if it's good or not. I haven't heard too much about it, but again, it's a video game, and it's an ensemble video game too. It's not even his solo video game. His solo video game, he's getting it. So, wait a sec. Also, T'Chaka is the Uncle Ben of the Black Panther franchise. That's hilarious because that's so true, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Because he has to die, right? He always has to die
Mm-hmm.
so T'Challa can become who he needs to become. Yeah, yeah. It will also come. Is it going to come to console? Okay, it's only beta right now, but yeah. But from what I understand, I think Marvel hasn't that much with it. I think they just gave them the permission to use the IP and they just made a game. I could be wrong, but that's from what I understand. He said that goes back to my Booga Wolf comment. The Chaka the Chaka review is the wolf. Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be awful. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes me wonder if T'Challa won't be Black Panther in that Iron Man and Black Panther game.
I think they already established that he won't be. No, or am I
Unless it's
wrong?
a
Am I getting ahead of
unless
myself?
it's a different game,
Mhm.
but the game the Black Panther game that I know of is not going to be T'Challa. It's going to be some like grandfather or great great
Yeah.
grandfather or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. But Marvin, you ain't right, but you ain't wrong.
It is the truth.
Like, that ain't right, but you ain't wrong. It's the truth though. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the part that just like really upset me. I was like, you're willing to go to that part. You didn't even have to say anything, man. You could have just said the King of Wakanda. You could have said that. Like you could have not even said anything. You know what I mean? Because other people on screens were saying shit too, I think. So it was like you didn't have to. You purposely did that. You know what I mean? And Bo DeMeo says he had no control over that. So what the hell, man? You know, it
That's why I'm
it's
hoping that they have a plan that they're going to do right by the character. They're going to make the animated series kind of make sense with the movies, and they are going to recast this. I'm hoping that that's what's going on. But I am literally grasping at straws at this point right now. I don't know why we're doing this right now. Why? What is the point? But as I said, I'm still going back to the idea that Storm is going to be an Avenger with T'Challa.
Mm.
It's going to be so.
in the
If you've been
comics.
following the Avengers run, it's going to be Avengers 17 right now. They're on Avengers 14, I think it is right now. She is going to become an Avenger. Storm will become an Avenger. T'Challa will be there. You don't put peanut butter next to jelly and keep them separate. So I'm hoping that that's what we get. Not necessarily in August, but maybe September. You see the relationship develop, and then they use that as a springboard onto fixing some stuff. But this is just me taking what I hope they do, and not necessarily what they foreshadowed. But I still don't think you put peanut butter next to jelly and not use that a little bit.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. I mean, we talked about last week Janelle Monáe coming into the MCU, and we have this whole theory on how she could be this character, and it could be how they bring back like age appropriate actual T'Challa, not TJ, not Toussaint, like actual character. I mean, we're getting some hate on that video, like, oh, you guys suck, you're stupid. I was like, well, whatever, but we're not wrong, you know.
Yeah.
And
And
then but then
you could fix it in Fantastic Four if they wanted to.
yeah, but the thing is, my thing is like we talked about that, right? We talked about that last week. The video came out. I think I put it out on Tuesday or something like that, or we talked about it on Monday, I believe. We talked about that before this episode aired, so it's already a problem. And now this happens, and it just doubles down on how right we were. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, and it's just frustrating. It's frustrating.
It's
Oh, he
beyond
said,
frustrating.
yeah. Said Marvel Rivals leaks are interesting. Iron Fist in the game will be Lin Lee, Venom, Cloak and Dagger as one Venom, Cloak and Dagger as one character. Okay.
Cloak
And
and Dagger.
yeah, Cloak and Dagger is gonna be like one character, which that kind of makes sense, but whatever.
It's
And
Jeff.
Jeff the baby land Jeff the baby land shark will be was it detained? Data mined? Oh, data mined.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I
I
agree
mean,
with what Dre says. I still agree.
yeah. So I was upset because the blatant attempt to distance themselves from T'Challa and the fact it's T'Chaka, not even Wyson, his uncle. I mean, you could have put in Shuri. You could have put Princess Shuri.
Mhm.
Like, that's my thing is like you
Their
did
argument
this
their
on
argument's going to be the
purpose.
timeline. That's what they're going to argue is the timeline.
But even the timeline doesn't
No,
even
it doesn't make any sense. Yeah,
make
you're
any
right.
sense. You know what I mean? Because like we already got T'Challa in the Fantastic Four show, back in the 90s,
Yep.
and it's connected. They already said it's connected to the X-Men 97 through, it's all the same universe. So
But they can fix it by saying T'Challa is the Black Panther, T'Chaka is still king.
the king. Yeah, they could,
They
they
can
could.
fix just by doing that.
Yeah. Because the suit was the color, you can always say shadows or lights or blah blah blah. But I could be wrong. I would have to double
It
check
was
it.
almost
He
gray
wore
black
like a
and then blue.
Yeah, but also he also had like a sash on or something or
Mhm.
like some utility belt sash.
And he had the high
The higher,
collar.
yeah. And in the one where he like breaks out through the window, he didn't have the sash on his chest. You know,
And he didn't have the collar either.
did he? Or I'm not. Did he not have the
Not
collar?
as
I thought he
high.
had
It's not
not
it
as high.
wasn't.
Yeah. So yeah, you could say that he's still the king, and T'Challa is the actual Black Panther.
Mhm. And
You
you say that
know,
he's younger right now. You can say that
yeah,
he's still
you know,
learning.
yeah, and yeah. That I mean,
You
was it?
say this is before 2017. This is
Was it?
before the first Black Panther came out.
Yeah.
Say something like that.
What was that? Civil War?
Yeah, during Civil War. Yeah,
Yeah.
During Civil
Yeah,
War,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Civil War, the MCU Civil War.
yeah.
Where
It's the Winter Soldier.
T'Chaka's Winter Soldier. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so it was just crazy. Hold on, somebody the fuck's at my front door.
At
This time of
11:50 at
night.
night.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, hold on. uh, my bad. Right. I don't know if you want to bring up another
Do
comment.
I
I
got
just gotta
roll
put
up.
this real
I
quick.
can't. I roll up over there.
No. Oh no, it's my girlfriend watering the flower.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I was like, if I gotta roll up, man, hey, I'll
I'm
be
like,
there.
what
Give
is
me 25 minutes, bro.
at almost midnight? Who the hell's at my front door? Oh man, sorry about that. But yeah, and then Dre said the fact that Bo had to delete. Oh, he had to delete that tweet. That's why I couldn't find it. It's very telling because he hasn't deleted anything else. That's also very interesting because he don't work for Marvel. Right. As
Mhm.
of right now, he don't work for Marvel. So
Feige probably said, "Hey, I will sue you. You signed an NDA."
probably. I mean, most likely. But I was looking for it today, like this morning, and I'm like, oh, I wanted to find the tweet, like the actual tweet, and I couldn't find it on his page. Um, and then the only time I found it was like on Google, and it was like screenshots. So that's interesting. I did not know he deleted, and he's been talking about everything, like possible onslaught, possible this, we're doing that. Check out this, read this. I mean, he's been not leaking things, but he's been saying a lot of stuff
Giving
to fans.
homework, being an open book to a lot of stuff. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, you don't work for Marvel.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, quote unquote. That's the thing. Everyone always works for Disney. But
He
yeah,
said, "Oh,
man.
you want to keep these checks coming to you, like these royalties?
Uh-huh.
Oh, so you want the next check, huh? Well, you know what you need to do. That
Yeah,
delete button." Can I say
yeah.
one thing about this the whole series, and the X-Men thing that I found interesting?
Mm,
So when we saw the Black Panther, when you saw him, he was with the Dora Milaje, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
So the Dora Milaje weren't introduced until the priest run like 98, right? So if all that adds up, that should not be T'Chaka
Mm,
because the Dora Milaje didn't exist with that. It does not make sense.
yeah. I didn't even think about that.
You know, the Dora Milaje only works with T'Challa. So like, how are we now have them there with T'Chaka? That
Yeah.
that's not what it was.
Mhm. Fans love the Dora Milaje. So therefore,
Mhm.
they all have to be in everything. Anytime there's Black Panther, there has to be Dora Milaje because fans like them. And they're badass. Don't get me wrong. They're super awesome. You have individuals like Okoye who's super cool, and then as a group, they're badass. Like what they did freaking the Winter Soldier dude in the show. You know, they're like, and that's my arm. Hit a button and messed him up. You know,
take it out. I'm taking it back. But
yeah, I'm taking it back.
once again, Priest introduced that in 98. So like
Mhm.
they just wouldn't be around. This is X-Men 97. So it makes no sense at all. I don't know what the hell they're doing with this. They're just doing stuff. And they're literally trying to distance themselves from T'Challa.
T'Chaka should be swinging through New York as a tombstone.
No, Uncle Ben.
In my head on this picture there.
That's great.
Oh man,
That's great.
you just see like a dust cloud fly through. Oh, dude.
Would you
That
be
got me.
surprised if they came back and said that there was both the T'Challa and T'Chaka in the show?
I'll be a little bit cooler with that. You know, I'll be okay with that.
That's
Yeah.
their way out. They just said,
That's
"Oh
their way
yeah,
out.
both were there." What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This was earlier, so T'Challa hasn't become king yet. So yeah, this is our way out.
Yeah. You know, my own thing is like we keep asking them for ways out. Oh, this is how you can fix it. This is how you can do it. And then they just still like, nah,
We good.
you know, we have to honor Chadwick. So you don't get your guy. And he said, my theory is the cameo in 97 was originally T'Challa in the storyboards, but it was later changed to mandated by it from Marvel.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
exactly what happened.
that's a very good one.
No, I mean that makes sense because once again, everything was T'Challa, and then all of a sudden they started changing it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would totally make sense because then that it would make sense on why they did it. You know, it's like, oh shit, well, we can't use T'Challa, you know, so we have to change the name. You know, yeah. I
But
don't
if
like
they
it.
send Aurora somewhere where T'Challa is king in the future, now we cooking with grease.
You know, we get a lot of hate on our comments, not a lot, a decent amount of hate in our comments of like we're stupid, like we don't deserve all these views because you know recast is a stupid thing. Listen, man, we're gonna keep saying it. We're gonna keep saying it, and we've been saying it for day one. So but if you're like us and you want to go check out these other channels, go check out the other channels. Dre Mac, you talked about it all the time. Like as soon as it happened, he already dropped like 3 or 4 videos, I think, talking about it. Chillmonger, talking about it. Planet Fanatics, talking about it all the time. You know, he had a great conversation with it. And those guys are always talking about it. There's a bunch of other ones that always talk about it on Twitter and stuff like that. So, and I think a
Black
lot of
Comic
people are starting
Lords.
to wake up.
I was looking on
Black Comic
Facebook.
Lords.
Black Comic Lords had it. You know.
Yep. Yeah. I was trying to think of names. I was drawing blanks. But yeah, they're definitely on there talking about it a lot. So yeah, so I mean that's just what we think, and I think more people are starting to wake up and like, wait a minute, you're just changing it all across the board. Some people are cool with it, but now I don't know, because the anti-recasters like, well, you still have your comic books. It was like, well, they're changing that, and now they're changing the cartoon. So where's it
Ridley
gonna?
was there? F
Yeah.
Ridley.
Oh my god.
I should say that at the end of every episode, like F Ridley out.
Have a good night. Oh, fuck Ridley.
Exactly.
Oh man. Yeah, so that's our thoughts on it. Go check out the other channels if you want to support it. I should have worn my recast shirt. I should have wore that. I didn't even think about it. But yeah, we're gonna move on and probably call it a night. But yeah, just thank you to everybody coming in, hanging out with us, Mama Bear, Dre Mac, all our channel members. Have a great weekend.
Thanks,
Hey,
guys.
guys. Thank you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.